Hello everyone, this is Kubo and this is my laundry talk. Hello, my name is Kubo and this show is for my English improvement, nothing else. So I will talk whatever I want to talk and then I will proceed however I want to proceed. There you go. So today I am going to talk about the same topic as past several sessions, past several videos, my career in Canada. And you know, I've been applying some jobs and I'm bombing lots of... first of all, it's really hard to get the interviews, and I think the reason is I'm trying to apply remote job, and obviously there are people who's applying for those remote jobs from all over the world, so it's much more competitive, so it's a very narrow chance to get the attention from those people. Anyhow, I'm not gonna dwell on like negative part of it. Yeah, it's just not. Today I had one good interview and then one bomb. I think I'm not gonna go too detailed, but like when I was asked like why would you like to leave my company right now, and like I said all the complaints that I can think of, instead of like I think I've learned a lot at this company and I would like to grow more and I think I hit the peak, blah blah blah, like that's something I am actually in, so I'm not lying, and then it will sound more positive, so next time I will do that. But I definitely bombed. It was almost hilarious. Talking about hilarious, I think last video I was talking about my current role, my account executive job, and that video was also hilariously wrong. I'm not gonna say wrong, but it was not the best way for me to sell myself when actual interview happened. So yeah, it's again, like as I always say, that was great opportunities for me to realize how I want to say wrong, how much potential I have. There you go, that's very positive. To get better. Yes, so I am currently working at the company who imports Japanese, basically anything from Japan, like it could be Japanese snacks, Japanese beef, which is called Wagyu, or the seafood, frozen seafood, to like really fresh seafood shipped by plane, and just those stuff. And I'm in the grocery section. I found this job through Indeed, and about 3 years ago I applied through Indeed, and at that time interview was done in Japanese because the GM and I'm in grocery section, but the manager of the grocery section is also Japanese, so like we just naturally talked in Japanese. Maybe that's kind of easier for me too, because at least I've done some job interviews, and like serious job interviews, not part-time job interviews in Japan, so that I'm a little bit more familiar with how I can sell myself. And also I have lots of like beautiful titles on resume in Japanese, but it doesn't really affect in Canada. It's just the name of university and stuff, which is very heavily valued in Japan, but it's not really here, right? Or at least like foreign university, who knows who knows which university I go. So yeah, anyhow, I was fine for the interview 3 years ago because it was done in Japanese, but now I would like to be, again, like I would like to grow and I would like to be non-Japanese company, because three years ago, like the biggest strength excuse me, the biggest strength I had is being Japanese, and so anything related to Japanese culture, Japanese product, I have significant, I would say, advantage. Yes. But now I am applying more like any jobs, any like account management job mainly, but I'm open to anything, like especially I live in the island, so I would love to start working in those local companies, and I just want to feel what it's like to work for Canadian company. Yeah, then last time I filmed myself and I tried to sell myself, like how I should present my experience, especially focusing on my current role. And what did I say? I said the first thing is customer service. Sure, that's also, like, I would still think that that's one of the strong suit that I had. And the second thing is being proud of detailed oriented, and I think that's not a bad thing, but I think I was mentioning that when I was filming too, but there's no significant example or like experience that I can show and like, oh, I am detail oriented, and thanks to those feature of mine I could blah blah blah, and I couldn't back up with my story. So that's somewhere I can improve. I love that. I love me saying, finding those positive words, just nice to feel that way. RuPaul says, I keep saying, So RuPaul says, if you can't love yourself, how the hell can you love somebody else? So, exactly. So try to be positive to myself. Yeah. So I would like to recap, and I wanna try to sell my experience again and see how I will sound. So again, I'm working for the company and I'm managing accounts, mainly retail store, mainly Japanese grocery store or Asian grocery store, sometimes Western companies or Western grocery stores, and I sometimes deal with some restaurants too, but mainly retails. And my week is, so I actually live in Nanaimo and I work remotely, but when I was in mainland, usually my sales cycle starts the end of the week. I make the list, and we used to use all the pamphlet that has all items we carry, like we have 1,500 items, and we just take orders with those full catalog. And then I felt like that's ridiculous, so I decided to first of all digitize the inventory list, and I can sync with the data of inventory so that I can take off all the unavailable items, and I started creating those like available list that contains, as it sounds like, it only contains available items, and I create those the end of the week and send them out. And then Monday I basically start processing those orders and in the format that our packers can start packing for each retail stores. And after printing those out, while they're packing, I start working on any kind of customer service. It could be something some mistakes happened last week, so I have to issue credit, or it could be new project like I'm working on, so to do basically promotional events, or it could be, there's some new leads, so like follow up the new potential customers and all those salesy stuff, and that's what I do. And also I used to visit my customers and then how those items are selling and what's not moving at all, like what's the situation, how busy the store is, blah blah blah. But now I work remotely, so I mainly focus on like communication and done through email or text. And I also have some local grocery stores on the island, so I visit them. And yeah, that's my routine. And there's obviously different bigger project comes in, sometimes very slow, but typically I have secured 7 to 10 account orders every week, and everything else is gonna be additional work, I think. Yeah, and I think there are 3 big components of my strengths, and the biggest one is customer service. Or relationship building skill, I'm around there, like it's interchangeable. First of all, as I said, like I'm from Japan, and Japan has such a collective culture, right? So since I was a child, I was told that I should make sure everyone around you are happy, or try your best to make them happy. And that is my core of my life, and I've been always like that. So I'm naturally good at building relationship or maintaining good smooth relationship, that's for sure. And I was also on TV in Japan, and that should show like how much, and I had like travel show in Japan for a year. That should show that like how capable I am to talk to strangers, to make show more interesting. And that's done. And yeah, so my sales style is very customer centric as well, so I try to make all the requests or desire what my clients has happen. And at the end of the day, they are the one who make our reputation, so my customer centric service matters a lot. And yeah, I mean, result wise, like number wise, I gained about 20 customers or 20 accounts since I started working for current role. And those, most of them, probably 15 of them are through referral, and customer trust me to introduce their friends to me, or like new business they kind of talk to, and like, oh, so Kubo can take care of great things, so like I'm just gonna introduce you to this person. And yeah, I'm very proud of that, that's for sure. And then people trust me. And the second thing is, it's also very connected to relationship building. I just pay attention. I am surprised that a lot of people don't really pay attention, like what we have talked in the email, or any mistakes in the total amount and discount we've talked about. Like I just make sure that double check the amount we're gonna charge them, or double check the discount if you've ever talked, or we're emailing back and forth and they say something you're not familiar with, and I make sure that like, you know, scroll back 3-4 emails and like if we have talked it already, or like this is something come up out of nowhere, and I make sure that like, okay, this is completely new, so let's just ask what it means, or like, oh no, we actually talked about it like 3 emails ago, so okay, good, so I'm gonna recap, and then I can go back to the smooth conversation instead of like interrupting it every time. Yeah. Ooh, I'm talking so fast. Okay, I'm just gonna slow down. But yeah, I pay attention, and I think those, at the end of the day, those connects to good relationship or like trust, and I value that. And the last thing, one video ago I said the last thing is I'm lazy, and I'm lazy that I don't want to deal with bad stuff afterwards. I will make sure everything goes smoothly beforehand. I mean, it's a truth, but not so attractive on the paper, hey? So I'm not gonna use that. So the third thing that I'm proud of myself is, what was it? Oh my god, I slipped my mind. What was I proud of? One is relationship building, and then second is I pay attention, and the last thing is creativity. There you go. It may sound cliche, but it is my strong suit, that's for sure. I mean, in my real life, like free time, I mean this is one of them, but I like to have some kind of art project. And I don't know if you call the video is art, but this filming myself and, you know, review and improve my communication or my English is one of the projects that I have. And also I made one big piece of sculpture about 2 months ago, and it took 1 year to finish, but I finished it. And I just genuinely enjoy designing stuff and creating something new, and that will apply to job too. And at the end of the day, everything is about art and design, and communication is one form of design, I feel, one form of art, that's for sure. And at the end of the day, if you're selling some product, and it's just about if you can create a bridge between those customers and products, and then if bridge is perfect, or like you can connect those people and product, that's where you can sell. And how you can create bridge is really up to the salesperson, and I'm good at creating anything. It could be something visible, something invisible, but I'm really good at that. So yeah, my creativity, and I can make things work, even when I don't have a lot of knowledge about it. I have no idea about sculpture when I was creating those products. I just, you know, do trial and error, and at the end of the day I made beautiful, I called it vertical Zen garden. So I made it with plaster first to create the base of the texture of Zen garden on the canvas, and afterwards I put the modeling paste and some white grass, like a fake grass, so that all white, but it has texture of Zen garden, and then you can actually vertically, you know, put those on the wall. And yeah, I can just make things work, and I think that's not easy for everyone. Like they cannot really think of like, oh, I don't know how this works, so they give up. But I just never give up. Whatever the project I'm working on, I'm just gonna make it work and then do something new afterwards. And it could be something related to previous project, it could be completely new. I started sewing, by the way. This is my new project, so I will start creating more clothes for myself, and then because my taste level of clothes is very expensive. I know why, because I don't say I like something simple, but I like one pinch of fun for clothes. And you know, just if it's just a white shirt, I would like to have one cute button, or like one cute pocket, or one cute shape. I don't know, but I just like a little bit more. Instead of just complete plain, I like it a little bit more unique, or at least you want to see the point of uniqueness. And when you want to do that, things get very expensive. So you know what, my size is also very unique. I don't find any men's clothes in Canada, so I tend to wear female clothes, and it works, and I honestly I love it. But at the same time, it's sometimes annoying that you cannot really get the good suits and stuff. So like, you know what, I don't know if I'm gonna make suits or not, but like I was making myself clothes so that I can be fashionable and I can wear whatever I want to wear without paying too much. I don't know how much it will cost at the end, but it's gonna be cheaper for sure if I start making clothes by myself, for sure. And then we'll see, like, you know, I will start spending, you know, $2,000, $3,000 to create some stupid thing. But anyhow, yeah, this is my new project, so I'm sure things will work out, and I'm confident, or I just don't give up. So that will translate to my work ethic too. I will make it work, and even if I'm not completely sure, I can finish the work, and I'm proud of that. So yeah, that's something, isn't it? And I feel like I did so much better than last video, like about selling myself, and I am proud. It just again these videos, like I don't need, nobody's watching at the end for now, because I can see like the activity of viewers, so I'm not sad. It's just I understand, because like this content is still very, it's not mature enough. I need to, you know, keep doing, and maybe eventually I will create something more entertainment